How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. If you've been watching the channel, you've seen this small bench that we built. There's 3 parts to this video. We decided we was going to try to cram them all into one video so you can watch this build. So I hope you enjoy the video. Today we're going to be working on a log bench. Julie had showed me a picture of a bench that she'd like to have on the boxed-in porch. It's basically just a big log. Yesterday we went out to the log pile and I found probably the worst log that I can actually find out of black walnut, because I don't like to waste too much black walnut. And then we wanted something with some character, so the worst log fits the project really good. We got the log on the tractor, get it on the mill, and get it cut. I did this kind of quick because I know the weather's going to be turning pretty bad, rainy here in southwestern PA. So I went ahead and got it on the mill and got it cut up. And we did get a couple extra boards with it, so we might be doing a coat rack too, but we'll do that in a separate video maybe. First things first, get the bark off. I don't honestly think it's going to take much to get the bark off. This log has been sitting out there for, well, almost a year. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take a putty knife and just try to peel it off, which, as you can see, it's going to be pretty easy. But we need to get all this bark off, and we won't even waste that bark. I'll let that bark dry out, and then we'll use it in the wood burner to start our fires. Some of it might be tough, but I think the majority of it will come right off. This is just a regular scrub brush. Thought we'd go over it a little bit. Try not to scratch it too much. We will be sanding this down a little bit. I think we did a pretty good job getting the bark off of it. I used a plastic putty knife and a scrub brush, and it seemed to get it off pretty good. We're still going to sand over it a little bit, but we don't want to sand too much because we want to keep that color and that I love that color, the darker color. So we're just going to scuff it off and clean it up. So I think it's going to make a pretty good bench. But if you noticed on that one side, I had a big crack in there, and that is in part of one of the legs. So we'll see what we can do to get it fixed. I think we can fix it. I will be leaving links in the descriptions for a lot of the tools, and I do have an Amazon storefront down there. You guys could help me out by going down there and checking out some of the stuff. Those purchases do help the channel. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to cut the bench. The bench is only going to be 32 inches long, but I had kind of an issue with the crack on the one side, and a lot of you have commented on that crack on how to fix it. Well, I think I'm going to kind of do what my buddy Daryl said. I'm going to take it back to the sawmill and I'm going to cut that crack out. That way we don't have to deal with it at all. I don't think we need all that material, and I think it's going to be a lot better bench. But today we're going to get this guy cut. We're going to be using the beam cutter and get this other piece. Got to get it on the mill and get it cut before it gets too cold, because pretty soon I'm not going to be able to fire that mill up and run that stuff. It's going to be too cold. As you can see, the cut is really nice and straight, and it seems like I have more control over where that blade goes compared to using a chainsaw. All right, we have our log on our mill. Our crack, I don't think we're going to get a lot of it out, but we're going to see. I'm just going to cut it into boards, down maybe 1-inch boards, down to where I think we need to go. That crack's actually pretty low in there. I didn't realize it was that low, but we'll still have, I think we'll be able to get our wood out of here. We're going to take it down pretty close to our dogs right here. We'll be pretty close. So let's get the mill fired up and get this thing cut. Now we got a few little boards out of here. We'll be able to do something with them. Now our crack is still right in here, but I think we're going to be good. I'm going to look at it real quick. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I think we're going to leave it alone. All right, we got our log back in the garage here. I got it on the sawhorse. We're going to go ahead and cut our two 16-inch pieces that we need out of this thing. So we're going to start here, and we're going to work our way right across this thing, and hopefully we can get a good straight cut here. Not too bad. Now we got to make one more cut right in the center of this guy. So we're going to get this cleaned up, and we'll set the bench up the way it should be, the way I want it to kind of look, and then we'll figure out how we're going to hook it all together, and then we'll get it cleaned up and do whatever we got to do to it. Okay, this is the look that I'm going for. We got the logs down here. I know we cut them in a 90, but I think it looks good. We'll round all these edges off. We'll cut this big hunk off. We'll sand these down, make sure anything that might hurt somebody if they sit down, we'll make sure it's off there. Round the edges really good like we did the picnic table. I think this is going to turn out pretty cool. It's nice having this little Wild Badger electric saw to use inside the garage. No fumes. That's perfect. We'll do some sanding on there. That'll take that. That'll look really nice. So we're going to start on these pieces here first, and we're going to take the router and start routing off the edges. So now we have no sharp edges on none of this. This thing is ready to be sanded down. We'll do the same thing with this one here. Okay, you can see where that crack was in there. It's still in there, but we're going to be putting some screws in this, so you'll never actually see this. And this is the bottom. Now our next step is going to be getting the belt sander out. We're going to do a lot of belt sanding on this thing. There's a lot of cleaning to do before we can actually put some kind of coating on it. Okay, we got our Master Force belt sander out. This is the sander that we used on our live edge black walnut picnic table. And don't forget, I'm going to be leaving links in the description down below. If you guys are interested in any of these tools or just want to do a little bit of shopping on Amazon, check out my store down there in the bottom. Really appreciate you guys using them links. So we're going to go ahead and start sanding this down a little bit and see what we can do at the top. go right back where it was.
Now do you need to push down on
Yeah.
it and make your... you need me to... Let's see, right here, right here. Oh, I only see...
Right here's one.
Where's the other one? Oh,
Right
okay.
there.
Right there and there.
All right, so we got our dowel figured out. We're going to be using a 1 inch instead of a 3/4. I think everybody agreed that a 1 inch would be much better, a little bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and mark out 4-inch pieces, and we're going to get these cut to length, and then we're going to go ahead and get them drilled in. I'm a bit scared that I won't get them straight, and if I don't get them straight, like these holes, if I don't get them straight up and down, it's not going to slide all the way down on there. So hopefully we get them perfect. We need them perfect. So let's go get these guys cut off. All right, now that we have all of our holes drilled, we're gonna put our attention to this piece right here. This is where our crack was, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill, countersink some holes down in here, and we're gonna be putting some screws in this guy. We want to countersink them so they really never hit the floor. So we should be able to screw right down into that log at an angle there and hold this log, hold that split from cracking anymore. We shouldn't have any troubles with that thing. I actually felt it pulling closed. We should only have about 1 inch sticking out. So this will give me a better chance of getting it in these holes over there, because I know that they're crooked. Okay, it's set down on there actually pretty easy. Now if I push it, it doesn't want to slide off, and that's basically what I was going for, because we want to be able to pick this piece off, move the bench around so it's not so heavy. So we're getting ready to put the linseed oil on. Julie's going to brush it on the bottom first. Then we'll put it back together and do the top side. Yeah.
Okay, this other jug's open.
Okay. Oh. Oh, I thought that was gonna fall over. It stopped though.
All right, this is our second coat on the bench. First coat dried up really well. Get the second coat on there, and this thing is done. So I would like to tell everyone, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. Till next time.